Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com. I have the October 2021 bargain bead box in front of us today to open up. So we're going to do that. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to share a way that you can enter a very special giveaway. The Orchid and Opal YouTube channel just crossed over the 50,000 subscriber mark, and I am so grateful to each and every one of you. So I wanted to do something a little bit fun and pretty simple to give back to you guys for being here. So if you would like the chance to win a special prize, I will share all those details at the end. But for right now, we have the latest package to open up, and I have a coupon code for new subscribers. That coupon code is OPAL2, OPAL2. That'll save you $2 off your first month if you'd like to try them out. I'll leave that as well as the link to this subscription right down below the video. If it's on a waiting list, you can just add your email to that and they will let you know as soon as new subscription spots open up, because it's a very, very popular one. Every month the theme changes, so I have no idea what the color scheme or anything is going to be inside. That's always part of the fun, I think. And for an amazing value at just $17.95 a month shipped to your door, you get a coordinated collection of all different glass and gemstone beads and also metal components and findings. Great for making a lot of pieces directly from the box. I've shared a lot of finished pieces and I didn't get to do that for last month, so I do have two necklaces I will share at the end of the video as well that I made from last month's contents. But let's go ahead and get into this package. All right, our bundle is in here. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. And of course, we have our list of everything that's included, 19 items. And again, for that $17.95 price, including shipping if you're in the US, it's just such a great value. On the other side, we find out more about our theme. It's called Taking Wing, and it says it's going to be full of some autumnal colors, semi-precious stones like mookaite with varied earth tones from reds to creams, brown, gold, and mauve. And we're also going to see some sparkling crystals mixed in with those, some vibrant glass beads and antique golden findings. So another unique color palette it sounds like we'll be taking a look at. And also every month we get this coupon code, which is on the other side for 30% off their sister store, which is Beadbox Bargains. I've shared them a lot as well. Just shared a video with some finds from that shop. Already great deals. And then to get the coupon on top of that makes for some additional great values that you can pick out on your own. And sometimes they have additional items directly from past subscription boxes. So bringing back our bundle, take a look what's inside. So we have a deep red organza bag, and inside you can already see some of that mookaite and some of those golden findings. We have lots and lots to take a look at. So I'm going to get organized and then we'll look at everything close up one at a time. All right, getting started with bag number 1, containing a 16-inch strand of 4mm crystal bicones in metallic gold. Sparkly strand of this neutral metallic, which is going to go very well with the findings that we're about to look at in the box too, and really brings out some of that warm autumnal feeling from the gemstone beads we'll see too. Bag number 2 contains a 7.5-inch strand of 4x3mm crystal rondelle beads in bisque shimmer. Loving that shimmery luster coating over the top. You can see it brings out the facets in these glass beads. The lightest peachy tone, also a great neutral that will help pull out some of the lighter tones of our gemstone beads. And then in bag number 3, you can see we have our golden findings starting to come into play with 1 meter of 5.5 by 3.5 steel jewelry chain. So here's a closer look. We have some of those larger links in this oval jewelry chain this month. So much that you can do with chain like this, and you get a lot to work with, which matches the additional findings we're going to see. Speaking of which, we now have some additional findings in bag number 4, 10 grams of 17mm feather charm drops. You get a lot of these to work with as well. Look at that handful of all these different feather charms. They are the same on both sides. They have a loop there right at the top that you can use to attach to your beadwork. And something like this, just due to the shape of it too, kind of that drop shape, and the fact that they're not that big, these could be used really nicely as fringe, maybe dangling off the bottom of earrings or the front of a necklace, something like that. To go along with our theme and the other feather-like items we have bag number 5 containing 2 pieces of 45 by 11 millimeter curved feather charms. And here you get a look at these, and actually what I'm thinking, because they've got a hole on either side and they're curved, you could use these to make a focal for a bracelet, because see how that shape just curves right around the wrist very nicely. By the way, I do have a tutorial for this bracelet if you were planning to ask. This is the gemstone bead Russian spiral bracelet that I shared just a couple weeks ago. But anyway, the curve there, perfect for a bracelet. Continuing on with our findings, we also have a bag containing 10 grams of 4 by 2 millimeter braided spacer beads, another handy item to get to go along with our beads and to match the other tone of our findings that we see. And I don't have to take these out. I think you get a good idea of what these look like. And it's been a while actually since we've gotten golden tone findings from the bargain bead box. And I really like how they switch it up so often. Every box is a totally different color palette and different tone of metal findings, and it's a great way to build up your stash for not a whole lot of money. So bag number 7 also contains a feather themed item. This is a pendant that's 56 by 17 millimeter. Beautiful focal, almost delicate, just the way it's got all those intricate details and lines. And there's a look at the back, also has the details there. And it has the hole at the top, kind of slim. And one of those things you could leave just plain like it is, or you could embellish something like this. I've also gotten some metallic paints from Vintage that I have been wanting to play around with. I don't know if I'm going to use those on something like this, but you could really get creative with a piece like that, a metallic component. Then we have a bag containing 3 sets of 17 by 21 millimeter embellished toggle clasps, also in our antique gold color. You can see the look at the loops and the bars. Same on the front and the back, just has that simple sort of leaf-like design, those shapes kind of mimicking the look of a feather-like shape as well in some instances. Then next up in bag number 9, we have an 8-inch strand of 8 by 6 millimeter crystal rondelles in goldenrod shimmer. Look at that pop of yellow. We're going to see a lot of earthy tones in our beads this month, and this is the brightest thing that I am seeing, so it's kind of nice that they have thought to add a pop of vibrant color. A little bit could go a long way with something like this, and yet another shape and size of bead to go with the contents this month. Bag number 10 is holding 10 grams of 8 millimeter bead caps. You can see those have that similar design that the clasp had as well. And I don't have to take these out either. Just another handy finding to get to go along with our contents to add some more metallic detail. Getting back to our beads, in bag number 11, we have a 15-inch strand of approximately 5 to 11 millimeter mookaite chip beads, which I haven't seen chip beads come in the bargain bead box in quite some time, I don't think. So many here to work with, and this is a great example of all the different colors that you see show up in this very unique gemstone. You see the warmer shades combined with the cooler shades, not only with the tones of gold and brown and red, but also the cooler tones of gray and mauve that you see that come together. And I've got tons of tutorials on gemstone chip bead ideas. I even have a video on 10 ways to use gemstone chips. So if you are wanting some ideas, I will try to link some of those items in the corner if you're not sure what to do with something like this. And then next up, we have a bag containing 7 inches of 8 millimeter sesame jasper rounds in the 8 millimeter size. And here's a close-up look, that sesame jasper giving us a lot of that brick red, and also a little bit of mauve and some deeper tones of gray and brown, which pick up a lot of the similar colors that you see in those mookaite chips and the other strands of that gemstone that we'll see. So nice to get a different variety of stone that also works really well together with the contents. Bag number 13 contains 15 inches of 6mm mookaite round beads. So we've gotten 8mm in that sesame jasper that are round. Now we have some 6mm rounds. Another very generous 15-inch strand. Just look at all of those. And this has some of those vibrant mustardy yellow tones that almost pick up the yellow in the rondelles, which are a little bit brighter, but you could definitely see how those could work in harmony with some of these other colors. And it's a great variety on the strand. They're all just a little bit different. And then to add to our different sizes, we have a 10-piece strand of 10mm mookaite round beads. So 10 pieces, but a larger size bead, and still going with that great variety that we expect from the mookaite with the different colors and tones all coming together. And if this weren't already enough for a $17.95 subscription, we still have more to look at. We actually have 5 more things. So bag number 15 up next is containing 10 pieces of 14 by 9.5mm round feather embellished charms. These are actually really pretty. They're very smooth and glossy to the touch, and they have a substantial little weight to them. Not that they're heavy, but they are so tiny. They don't feel so light and thin that they feel cheap or anything, I guess is what I'm saying. But you can see that stamped like feather embellishment in the center of the charms. The back doesn't have any embellishment, and then there is a loop at the top. Next up in bag 16, we have more beads and yet another color. This is a 10-inch strand of 6mm round glass beads in the color lavender. So an interesting choice to go along with these beads, but you can see if you look closely at the mookaite that there is some of this color showing up, especially in some of the more mauve-y, cooler tones. This is a very grayish purple that picks up some of those tones, so you could see how this could go with some of those to add a different spin on your color choice. And these beads are in good shape. They're not painted or anything. You can see a look there closely at the holes. And again, just a generous amount to work with. So much you can do with just what is right here. Next up, bag number 17 contains 5 pieces of 12 to 15mm mookaite faceted nugget beads. Aren't those cool? I love that organic shape. All of them being a little bit different. We've got some of the mustardy yellow, some of the lighter bone or creamier tones, and also one that has that more mauve look to it. So, this is something, these are a little bit more chunky. You could use these to embellish a beaded pendant using one by itself, or of course combining these together. And I think that's a great addition to some of our other strands, giving us a different shape as well, other than rounds. And I could see these actually combining really well with the chips too in particular. Then next in bag number 18, we have another focal. This is a 34mm hand-carved mookaite wing pendant. Isn't that cool? I had no idea at first glance that this was actually mookaite. And I think from what it says on the list there on our insert, says that mookaite is a natural stone, so pendant color and pattern will vary. So keep in mind, think of the different colors that are in the round strands and our chips and our nuggets down there. And think of all the different colors this could actually be. So yours may totally look different, but it should all be pretty much shaped the same way, but that's kind of the fun of it. It would be a surprise. For sure, mine has a little bit of the mustard yellow showing up and then some more of that neutral bisque color. So overall a bit more toned down, but I think this could look really cool if it had some of the reds or mauves too. So it'd be interesting to see what they all look like. Our final bag is number 19. This is containing 16 inches of 4mm crystal bicone beads in slate peacock. So another very shimmery strand of bicone beads, this time bringing in a little bit more of the cooler tones of the gray, maybe going to bring out some of that and also some of the lavender glass beads, just adding a different tone of sparkle. And bicones, of course, you can do so much with. So that is everything for the October 2021 bargain bead box. Once again, amazing job they did with bringing these different colors and gemstone glass beads together with a coordinating collection of findings and focals. Such a great value as usual. This month we see a lot of neutrals and the gold tones in our findings. Next month will be something totally different. That's also part of the fun. You really get to enjoy a lot of different types of gemstones and color palettes, and very beneficial for newer beaders too, because you get a lot of the things you need to make pieces right away from the contents. So don't forget you can use the coupon code OPAL2 if you'd like to sign up and try them out. That'll save you $2 off your first package. And again, I'll leave the link to the subscription and the coupon code right down below the video. Before I get into the details of the giveaway, let me show you a couple of pieces that I made from last month's box since I didn't get to do that before. So last month we received a palette that had a lot of orange and some turquoise in it. We had received a lot of different carnelian stone pieces, also some of this I believe was man-made turquoise, some of these agate beads. And I showed you how to bezel this type of stone. I actually came back with a tutorial on that last month, so if you wanted to check that out and you missed it, definitely do that. I'll show you how you can use two different colors of 11-0 seed beads and then also some 15-0 seed beads to bezel around a stone. So that is what I did with the stone, which a lot of you had seen, but you hadn't seen what I did with the full piece. I kept it pretty simple overall just because a lot of the time went into this actual pendant, but I brought in some more carnelian. I did use some of those turquoise seed beads to space out some of those carnelian rounds, and also some of the other color of seed beads to space out where I had the turquoise. Also brought in a little bit of those agate beads just because they were deeper and darker, and kind of brought out some of the deeper and darker tones that you see in the pendant. This carnelian pendant I received, which I'm sure they're all a little bit different too, but this one was a little bit on the darker side in comparison to those actual rounds. So I simply did a loop of seed beads basically and added in one of those agates down here to use at the pendant location to make the whole thing look a little bit more cohesive and just played up the orange and turquoise look. But overall, that is what I did with this piece. And then I also made a necklace, a 3-strand necklace using these chandelier components that they sent, also the chain that they sent, and lots of the different orange shades of beads, both in glass, crystal, and carnelian, also some porcelain beads down here at the bottom. Just did kind of graduated sizes, the larger ones being on the bottom. Spaced them out with some basic copper spacer beads, and that is how this all came together. So a pretty bead heavy piece, perfect for fall with these fall-like colors. And even with all the beads and components used in this necklace and the previous one, I still had a lot left over from the September bargain bead box. So this is just 2 examples of things that came out of that one, but of course I've got tons of finished jewelry updates that I've done monthly going back several years, which should give you a lot more ideas if you're looking for more inspiration on the bargain bead box. And now to the giveaway to celebrate 50,000 YouTube subscribers. I am blown away. You all constantly encourage me with all of your support, your viewership, and there's no way I would be here continuing to do this without you. So I want to make sure to periodically give back in some fun ways wherever I can. And so I thought it would be fun to host a giveaway, which you will find the link to right below this video. It will take you to the blog post that I have set up with the giveaway tools form. You can easily enter on that form. The only mandatory entry is that you be a subscriber, whether you are a new subscriber and just hit that button, or if you're an existing subscriber who's been with me for the long haul, just make sure that you are subscribed. And then there are some additional entries that are optional, which could increase your odds of winning, but they are totally up to you if you want to do those or not. No comment is necessary. Just simply fill out that form. form. And the prize that I've chosen is to, at random, pick out 2 winners who will receive a $50 virtual gift card to EurekaCrystalBeads.com. They are another online bead and jewelry making supply store that I share quite often here. I love their site. They have a special place to me because my very first video over 3 years ago was actually a small haul from Eureka Crystal Beads, and I had no idea that I would be doing this still to this day and where Orchid and Opal would go. So I almost feel like I'm still having to pinch myself. Time has flown. I have literally poured my blood, sweat, and tears into what I've been doing. It has certainly been a roller coaster, not even really setting out to do this, but just so thankful that I'm able to, because I truly love what I do. I love that you're here, and I hope you'll continue to stick with me, and I hope we have lots more fun beading adventures to come in the future. So go ahead and check for that link right down below the video if you'd like to be taken to the giveaway form. Again, no comment is necessary, just keeping it pretty simple this time around, and 2 winners will have a chance to win. They will be picked at random by the giveaway tool software, which also checks for duplicate and invalid entries. It's 1 entry per IP address, and I'll also be verifying the entries as well. This giveaway will be open until October 31st, and I will pick the 2 winners on November 1st. You guys will get emailed if you are the winner, and you'll have 72 hours from that point to respond to me just to confirm your email address. Then I will personally purchase that gift card from Eureka Crystal Beads, which will be emailed to you, and you can hopefully spend it right away or hang on to it for something special. I wish I could give every single one of you a prize, but just know I appreciate you even if I don't ever hear from you, if you don't ever comment, if you just watch in the background. You're special, and you're definitely a part of this community that has been created here. So thank you again, and all the details will be on that blog post too. If you have any more questions about the giveaway, it is open worldwide, so no matter where you are in the world, go ahead and feel free to enter. But that is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button while you're here, because I would love to have you back. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.